So yeah, this song is apparently the first time that Drake has responded to Pusha T regarding the allegations that Drake is in fact hiding a child. Mariah Carey is also featured on the song, so I'm interested to hear what sort of collaboration these guys can pull together. Without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the song. This is Emotionless, first reaction by Drake off the brand new album, Scorpion. So Mariah Carey's on the chorus. I thought she was going to do a verse. Imagine. Sounds like a Christmas song.
Don't hit me when you hear this and tell me your favorite song. Don't tell me how you knew it would be like this all along. And even then the thing that comes after is moving on. I can't even capture the feeling I had at first. Meeting all my heroes like seeing how magic works. The people I looked up to are going from bad to worse. Working in the land of the free, the home of the brave. I gotta bring my brothers or else I feel out of place. Breaking speed records on roads that these niggas pave. And they don't like that, it's written all on their face. Can't even keep track of who plays for the other team. Iconic duos rip and split at the seams. Good-hearted people are taking it to extremes. Leaving me in limbo to question what I believe. Leaving me to not trust anybody I meet. Leaving me to ask, is there anybody like me? I was back when I used to wish I was here. Missing out on my days. Scrolling through life and fishing for praise. Opinions from total strangers take me out of my ways. I try and see who's there on the other end of the shade.
I like that line. What did he say? He said, missing out on my days, scrolling through life and fishing for praise. Opinions from total strangers take me out of my ways. That is relatable to me on a level where actually something that relates to me today. I suppose it comes with the territory when a YouTube channel starts to grow. People are going to hate and leave negative comments on your videos. So these are essentially total strangers who comment on my videos, and this is just trying to relate to Drake on a level, because obviously there is no way that I can relate to him in terms of like money or just culture or anything like that. Like what I'm basically trying to say is that I understand what he's saying there, because I've experienced it myself, where you can let someone who's just a complete random on the internet change your mind about something that you are doing, because they might leave something negative and say like, oh, you're not going to be able to make it, or you're not going to be able to do this, you aren't, just like, you're not good enough for something.
Afraid and lashing out so that someone else can feel their pain. I always hear people complain about the place that they live, that all the people here are fake and they got nothing to give. Makes another city seem more exciting than it is. I know a girl whose one goal was to visit Rome. She finally got to Rome, and all she did was post pictures for people at home. It was impressing everybody she's known. I know another girl that's crying out for help, but her latest caption is leave me alone.
I know a girl whose goal was to visit Rome. Then she finally got to Rome, and all she did was post pictures for people at home. Very relatable, especially in this day and age. I mean, everyone's probably experienced it, where some people just can't live in the moment, and they always want to like impress people who they may not even know. Let's be honest, the majority of people you see on social media followers or friends, you don't really know them, and it is hard to not get caught up in that kind of a whole idea of like people at home needing to know what you're doing. Like, I'm in Rome at the moment, I need to show everyone this. So again, I'm relating to Drake on that level.
I know a girl happily married till she puts down the phone. I know a girl that saves pictures from places she's flown, to post later and make it look like she's still on the go.
Alright,
I wasn't hiding
everything on social media, and this again is just something that I can relate to, because obviously being involved in YouTube and trying to push yourself on social media all the time, people don't understand a lot of the time in this day and age. It's something that I have come to terms with a lot more recently, that everything, and I mean this as like almost like a lesson as well, that people who may be a lot younger, because I feel like the younger generation are going to struggle with this a lot, and it's only going to come to fruition in the next few years, where everything you see on social media must be taken with a pinch of salt. People are always going to share their best bits, and why would you share the parts that you don't want people to see? He knows a girl who's happily married until she puts down her phone. So he doesn't mean like on the phone, he's talking about social media. Everyone sees her life as she's happily married because she only posts the best bits, but then obviously he knows her personally, and then when she gets off that phone, he knows the ins and outs of her life, and that her relationship or whatever it may be isn't as great as she may portray it. Again, I'm relating to him a lot on this level, just because he's kind of speaking about social media and how things have just gotten weird nowadays. So maybe he's going to try and transition into like the social media and the online kind of beef that him and Pusha T have had over the last while, which I am too familiar with, but I did cover Pusha T's diss track on Drake the story of Adidon, or whatever the name of that song was, where he brought up Drake having a child.
Kid from the world, I was hiding the world from my kid. From empty souls who just wake up and look to debate.
I mean, could I have timed that any better? What did he say there? Okay, so now he's bringing this all back. So he wasn't hiding his kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid. I literally couldn't have said that at a better time. His next verse, after saying that, has just started to address his child that he has supposedly been hiding. But now he's claiming that he's been hiding the world from his kid, not his kid from the world, because he knows the dangers and the shit that is brought up with social media, and obviously him being on such a wide level, everybody in the world knows him. There's always going to be issues, so there's just nothing that is good that will come from showing off your kid to the world. Now, whether or not Drake is just saying this because now he's been caught out and he's been backed into a corner and he has to say this now to defend himself, I do not know. But it was a nice twist on coming back to what the premise of the song is obviously about, is bringing his child back in. So he went a different, he didn't just jump straight into it. He was talking about social media and almost building up himself an excuse, and then he started to use that to benefit himself and to not so much come back and Pusha T, but just to, because he got a lot of heat and everyone was like, Pusha T ended Drake, which I didn't really think, because I don't look into the two artists enough to know who's really ended who or care that much. But he did expose a big part of Drake's life, and now Drake's kind of saying I haven't been hiding this child. I've been hiding the world from my child, as opposed to instead of vice versa. You know what I mean?
Breaking news in my life, I don't run to the blogs. The only ones I want to tell are the ones I can call. They always ask why let the story run if it's false. You know, a wise man once said nothing at all. I'm exhausted, all these followers, but who gon' follow me to the end?
There you go. You always bring it back
to
in.
the end, and I'm gonna find out then.
Yeah, that was actually kind of reminds me of a Logic / Jordan Lucas beef situation that they had going on, where I kind of always use this as the benchmark of beef, because I felt as though Logic took the more mature approach. Now, whether or not it was intentionally mature, but Drake, instead of firing back with Pusha T and saying something childish, he just addressed the rumors, said they were true, and then he used his own twist, whether or not that is true or not, with the whole I was just hiding the world from my child, and I really love and care about my child. Obviously, I'd imagine he does care about his child, so this is more than likely true, but you never know. Obviously, I don't know the guy personally, so I don't really know what he's like, but I like how he brought in the whole social media aspect of things, and then brought it back into the beef, or whatever you want to call it, with Pusha T, that a lot of people were expecting him to answer and respond to. I personally didn't think he'd get to it in this album. So this was obviously a song that was produced quite recently, because I know he's been working on this album for a while. Apparently, like I say, I don't really listen to much Drake, but I do know that he's been working on this album for a good few months. And this, obviously, since the Pusha T drama or whatever is so recently going on, I'd imagine he probably addressed this after the allegations come out. But yeah, as far as the beat goes, beat was sick. Mariah Carey's feature on that was nice as well. Didn't really add much to the song. I felt as though any female vocalist probably could have been on that, and it wasn't for the fact that I'd seen Mariah Carey at the start. I was like, oh, it's Mariah Carey, but it could have probably been any female vocalist. It's more just for the feature and to probably bring the album up that little bit more. But yeah, guys, actually enjoyed that song by Drake, not gonna lie. I would probably consider doing a few more of his songs off of this album if people would like me to do them. It's obviously going to depend on feedback, and if people want to see it, then do let me know in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.